Hi guys, so the next thing we're gonna do is install our favorite thing, which will be the Azure CLI. And once you like anything you want to search these days with this cloud account, search with what you want to do. If you say Azure CLI, it's going to take you to, well, in this case it's taking you to the install Azure CLI, but usually it takes you in places that you don't want to go to or have to. Anyways, so these are different operating procedures that you need mm, to get the install done. All right, so I'm on a Mac. Um, and I'm just going to copy this, paste it here. Okay, this is fantastic. Brew not found, because I wanted to show you guys what brew is also. So install brew on Mac. Okay, so this is a package manager that actually does not exist. Oh, by the way, did you just see that? If you, when you say install brew on Mac, this nonsensical site that you should not be going to pops up first, because that's who Google is getting money from. The website that you want to go to is brew.sh. Okay, so now install homebrew. All you gotta do is copy this command, and basically it's going to use brew. It's going to use Ruby. Go to that URL and get that installable, and Ruby is going to install that software on our machine, like, which in this case is my MacBook. And basically, when you're working with Linux systems, you use yum install. Like, instead of having to download installers like you have to on Windows, all you can do is yum update -y to get all the latest patches. You can say yum install PHP, and it'll install PHP just like here. Brew install Azure CLI. We did the install. Okay, now we need to set it up. The simple way to do that is easy login. And the reason I'm coming here is because these procedures keep changing, just like I was showing you on Google CLI. The additional steps of setting up the autocomplete, setting up the paths, you have to manually do that. But the Google CLI automatically does that now for you. So uh, just like in the Microsoft Azure, the Bastion, something didn't exist 2 months ago, and now, like, it exists, and I don't know anything about it. So there we go. Azure CLI has been installed. So easy. Let's see if it actually has been, and yes, the installation is successful. Now, to set up, to be able to log into our account, we're going to use AZ Login, and it's going to open a web site, I mean, like a web page, and that's how you get logged in to the Azure account. Now, the fun part is you have to save this stuff. And that's it, guys. You are all set to use the Azure CLI. So we are authenticated. Uh, and now we can execute Azure commands. So if you just say AZ, but better idea would be using AZ-H or --help. These are pretty much universal switches for any command, and it's going to give you all the information um, about that command. So like right now it has a ton of options. We don't really want to get into all the options. Like the two things that we have worked on so far is group, and now there are so many lines here. So grep is the utility that you use to see just the relevant lines to you. So group, okay, and there it's showing the group command. Okay, so this is the command that we want, and now it's showing bmss also. So let's see, what do we have for VM? Okay, so VM is the command for the VM. All right, so now easy group, and pretty much standard all over the command list. Okay, now if you look at this, this outputted in JSON format and almost never is readable. So once again, every cloud provider will have something called as format. So output formats for Azure CLI command. Uh, Now the multiple option that you have is JSON, colorized JSON. So colorized JSON will just um, so -o and what that JSON C, and so basically it's just going to this is something you can see in a good editor, like it's highlighted properly. But once again, you're not going to use that. YAML is like the next version of JSON. uh, Looks a lot better and looks a lot less confusing because it doesn't use all those brackets. This is something you would need to know even for using CloudFormation, and just about everything in AWS is written in JSON or now off late in YAML format. But the thing that we will be interested in almost always is the table format. And so this is the information we want. And if you want to drill down into a specific group, then you have other commands that you can use. Well, the other subsections or switches of these commands to drill down further. Now we're going to see the VMs that we have. Oh, sorry. So easy VM list, and nice and sweet information. Now this should be the default, and if you wanted detailed information, then you provide a switch. You can set the defaults somewhere, but these are just quirks that kind of make me twitch. Because like, if you get this information, it doesn't really add any value. It's just too difficult to read, and I'm just going to ignore it. So this is it for the Azure CLI, guys. There are a ton of commands here. Uh, Similarly for Google Cloud, similarly for AWS Cloud. And the exercise here would be to just go through as many of these you can. Like basically EC2, especially EC2, database, VPC, and IAM. Like just go in and out and try to do as many things as possible. Creating virtual machines or creating any resources from the command line is not fun, uh, but it's a place to start. And then we will use Terraform to use it in a proper way. I'm going to put this link in the description so you can get started right here, and I will also put the links for Google Cloud CLI as well as AWS CLI in their respective chapters. All right, thank you guys. That's all for now. And I will see you in the next section.